Boring. Boring. How do I get down to whatever they want me to go down to? That doesn't make sense. Too long! Oh, that one. I heard that. Ow! Ah! Don't hit me, man. What did I do? This gun don't do any fucking damage to robots. I had more. What is up with? Oh, I didn't need to shoot that. What's up with that head? What's up with that head?
What? Huh?
Huh? What? Huh? I need a cells pit. S. Let's see here. Ooh. You know what? I'm gonna take this one. I have something for you. I will want to check this one out. Oh, this one. Nice. Ooh. They're back? What the fuck?
That's one down.
Ah! Mine. Mine! That's how you do it. Pretty sure it was 3. 1, 2, and 3. Da. Where do I go to now? Do I have to go back to the ship? Or something like that? Interstellar! Tell on Martian. Woo belly as the _. What the fuck?
You know, 𝘼𝙗𝙘, between you and me, we know all there is to know about Monarch.
Yes?
What makes you say that?
Well, you got your life experience as a hunter, and I've memorized every episode of Terror on Monarch.
Oh, Terror on Monarch's a riot. It's all made up, though. You know that, right?
Yeah, right. Next, you're gonna tell me 𝘼𝙗𝙘 and Helen weren't based on a real person.
I won't tell you that, no. You seem happier in your ignorance.
You seem happy in your ignorance. That's fun.
Please, would you kindly inform the crew that long chats with Ada are not required every time the captain leaves the ship? Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance to you, Captain?
That's fun. That's actually fun. That's actually fun.
I could probably spend years.
Ow.
Hey boss, got a hypothetical for you? You got a friend, see? Somebody you knew when you were growing up. You were close. Then one day, they up and vanished. 5 years go by, they send you a message out of the aether. What's going through your head? You got the wrong idea, boss. It ain't like that. Guy by the name of 𝘼𝙗𝙘𝙪𝙩. He was an old friend of mine. Honestly, he was probably my first and longest friend. I just heard from him. Says he wants to talk to me. Says it's urgent. Clyde's waiting for us on Scylla. What he's doing on an asteroid, I can't begin to imagine. I appreciate this, boss. I know you're going out of your way for me.
This is a game between, I will say, Fallout, Mass Effect. What was the other game I was thinking about when I was playing this game? It's mostly more Mass Effect and Fallout. There was another game I was thinking of when I pictured this game. I cannot remember which game it was. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. It's kind of okay game, not bad. It's not the Fallout game. You can say that for sure. But it don't need to be. I like the aspect that it's an open world. More you have more or less a free will, but still follow a main.
Please keep the kitchen area clean and sanitary.
What the fuck, Ada? Shut up. Ow. They need to fix that landing. Tell to.
We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
I will say the closest mix will be Silent Hill. Silent Hills, I say. Will be Mass Effect and Fallout. That's the two big mix in this game. Because you are going through planets like you are doing in Mass Effect, and you have dialogue like you have in Mass Effect, but you still have looting effect like a Fallout, and you have the open world in Fallout. You even go in character, do a mission for character like you do in Mass Effect. So there's like a mix of those two, and I kind of like it. I don't think it's a bad game. I could usually use hours in this game with no problem at all. But it's one of those games you play one, maybe two times, and then that's it. You play it two, you have played all the missions, side mission, all that. After you've done that, then this game is not really worth your time anymore. Or that's how I feel like it. And they need to go into Blackwater. Whatever that city was called. What was that city even called? Edgewater. Why do I always get that fucking song in my brain? Fucking gadgets. Old gadget song. Go gadget go.
I used to skip rocks in the river until Constable Reyes ticketed me for unlicensed terraforming.
Unlicensed
She was
terraforming.
jealous. She don't know how to skip rocks her own self. I'm ready for this.
What the?
Perfection.
This gun, oh my god, I love that gun. I love that gun so much. Oh, I'm so glad I gave that one to her. That remind me, boy, I maybe have some better guns for you. Let's see here. We have one of these and we have one of these. I think that's have to do. Where did you go? This one, eh? No. Yeah. This one and one of these. No. I miss! You're standing my way! Ow! Salty too. Oh my god, already? That was fast. Oh my god, man. Q what? Oh yeah, I forgot. I need to do like this and this. And then we're gonna do like this. So yeah. We can do like this, this. I have a lot of stuff to sell. As soon as I find one I can sell to. Find one to sell to.
Nicely done.
I keep forgetting to sell junk. Ah. Fucking hell, man. Look at who you are fucking shooting at.
Don't mess with us.
Ooh, what is this? From the planet to your living room. Do I go in there? Nah. You know what? Nah.
Here they come.
I don't even waste my fucking time to shoot at.
That's the last of them.
Oh my fucking god.
I'd wager this is the outcome. Rebecca! Anders! Come on out! Here we go! Come on!
Ow, that hurts. What the fuck was that? What? Fuck you. Eat this. Eat this. Didn't it? I thought it died. But it's just not. I'm overburdened again. Oh my fucking god, I'm overburdened again. What? Spacer choice found a flaw in you. Phobia. Automatic new give you the will, and when they are nearby, you are not affected as you should be. I reject. Okay. think that was all. I guess. What is this?
Huh. Rebecca taught me this once. You can jerry-rig these old locks so as they don't open anymore. But we've only ever done that if we're in a real bind. Here, I'll fix it. Hey, take a gander. The door... Oh no. Oh no. What did you do?
Oh, Yoka. I'm so sorry.
I don't... They were... At least I know. Ought to have learned by now that getting one's hopes up tends to open them to being dashed across the stars. I hate to say this, but Clara died thinking her sister was still fighting to get back home. I'm glad. If she were still alive now, it'd break her to know the truth. Yeah, maybe. I'm used to disappointment. She was still so naive as to let it hurt her every time it happened. Only thing left is to take these medallions home, which means figuring out how to bait the Mana Queen out of our old base. The most pissed off I've ever seen a queen was when a foreign species was on her soil. I'd wager the stench of a primal might do the trick. That'd be boring. Half the fun in exploring is the fact that you're on an unknown trail. I've never had the pleasure of hunting primals, but I hear they're all over Scylla. Let's tear a few apart, shall we? I'm sure they've got pheromones. Everything does.
What the fuck? Not that, okay. Back to the ship. Back.
Where are we headed today, Captain? The stars are the limit.
Welcome back,
No,
Captain.
not really. The stars
How
never the
can I
limit.
be of assistance?
If you can go to space, then the star is never the limit.
Destination reached. Scylla.
Whoa.
This is real space, isn't it? Empty, silent. I never thought I'd see the like. I'd look up at night.
Ow. Great monkeys!
We're pretty good at this. explains how we ain't dead. Without the pylons on the O2, this thing's cracking with the noise will just drift off.
Want to leave well enough alone.
I think my gun is really broken. I need to fix it. You know what? No, change gun. What of all the combat wound has been scary? I'm all burn again. Hi! What the fuck was that? Music box. Nice. More burden again. The main support of the ship. Yeah.
Kill confirmed!
Go alone.
Got a bike coming!
Everyone all right?
Og morbøden igen, var det? Ja.
That queen ain't gonna go down easy. I can't wait. What's up? Outstanding. These ought to be enough. Let's get back to Monarch. There's an old base I used to call home. I can get us in the door, but we'll have to shoot our way through the Queen's brood to get to the center. We'll set the bait there. Password to the door is Charon. Hayes' idea. Clara, Hayes, Anders, Rebecca, Opal, Niuka. Charon. He said it was some old myth. Something about death and all the things we killed. Rest of us just thought it sounded cool, so here we are. Fucking right we are. It's an old cave system we tried to turn into an encampment.
What?
Oh, I am alert and awake. Not to worry. I take our ship's security highly seriously. Welcome back, Captain. How can I take care? I require a functioning captain to run the ship. We're in orbit over Cascadia, Captain.
Or like...
Here we go! On your toes, Captain! Right hit! Don't mess with us!
Can I sell? I can. Nice. Wow. $11,000. That's how you clean house. Ooh, nice. Let's see here. It costs money. Repair. 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 I actually want to modify my gun. I actually want to make a plasma gun. Any more enemies nearby? Don't look like it. Sealed.
Used to be, you could get the best wine on Monarch here.
I would have liked to see this place before it was all boarded up. I bet it lit up.
Level 16. Nice.
This area is suicide. If you got a way around it, ain't no shame in taking it.
Nope, it's not suicide. Not as much in me. Nice. XP for Will. Let's take the fast way. Did they leave? I think they did. No. Time to kill some bastards.
Well, this is the spot. You know, I thought I'd be angry. I thought I'd storm in here in a rage and exterminate all these bugs and everything would be all right in the end. But I ain't. I'm mostly just empty. A little sad, maybe. The first night Hayes and I spent in here, we knew it was home. It's safe. It's got a nice chill to it. But mostly, it doesn't stink of sulfur. Monarch folks often joke about it. Not because of the smell or the grittiness it leaves in your throat. Not because of the headaches or the coughing. It's because there's no escaping it. It's life here, and there ain't anything you can do about it. But here, somehow the sulfur never made it. The nights we spent in here felt like vacations. So we started building. We hauled in steel, hired sublight folk to help. That's how we met Anders and Opal. They stuck around after our contract was up. Opal liked camping. Anders liked chasing her tail. 4 of us for a while, scraping together what bits we could to build our home. Then came Rebecca, a sawbones out of the Cascadia survivors, who took a kindness to Hayes. And Clara, her little sister. I'll admit I wasn't keen on taking her on at first, but for a teenager, she was surprisingly capable. Believe me, I had my complaints. She had a head for numbers, helped us trade hides for food and materials, negotiated contracts. Turned out to be mighty useful. Clara, Hayes, Anders, Rebecca, Opal, and me. 6 folks, 1 name, 1 family. Charon. Despite Monarch trying to kill us day in and day out, we managed to belong. Me too, Captain. But I'm starting to think that maybe I found another. Now let's get to shooting before I get all sentimental.
You're welcome.
I wish these were more auspicious circumstances, but at least we're all here. This bringing them together, burying them. This is the kind of thing Hayes would have done. That makes it stupid. By all accounts, we should have left well enough alone, but that also makes it right. Captain, thank you. You mind if we rest a spell before we head out? I'd like to bury Opal and Clara proper before I lay everyone's medallions to rest.
Wow, that's a long way.
What was it like in Edgewater? I hear you workers were on the clock every available moment.
Could I get another advance, Mr. Nandi? Just make sure it's properly logged.
I'll note it next to the others, sir.
Well, new business turns up at last. Celia, didn't I tell you our new statistics-based advertising model would be a hit?
That you did, sir.
How can yield improvements of 26.7% not quicken the pulse? How can 32% cost savings not moisten the loins?
You've often posed these very questions.
Clear my schedule. This newcomer has a meeting with me. Did you hear that power play, Celia? They don't make them like this anymore in Halcyon. I only hope you don't judge me by my handshake. Now, what business brings you here? What a charming notion. One doesn't meet many free spirits in Halcyon. Not outside Tartarus prison, anyway. Forgive me, I'd be positively enraptured. Only, I take it this means you aren't here for Saltuna. Yes, that's it. Channel your anger. I only wish I could do the same.
Seems like you're having a rough time, Mr. Sanjar. Are you doing quite all right?
Oh, don't worry on my account. This is merely the latest in a long line of professional erotic and athletic disappointments. I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but it seems we're back to the drawing board. Surviving alone isn't as easy as it looks. Thanks to the so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's resources and protection for 10 years now.
So-called is right. We've got our hazards, but we're still here, damn it. The board took off without so much as a thought for the folks left behind.
I don't... Dang it, Captain, that's not right. Folks on Monarch shouldn't have to suffer just because the board says so.
Now, we've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature of those transactions, such arrangements are precarious.
You talk like Graham.
Freedom always sounds nice, doesn't it? It makes a rather pretty slogan. But if you sit down and tally up the costs, how you provide for yourself in the absence of aid, how you protect yourself from a hostile galaxy, it starts to lose its shine.
Well, Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI restored to the board.
On our terms, mind you.
But will that help the people here, Mr. Sanjar? Keep them fed and safe?
That's precisely what I'm trying to do.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own hands.
It's true, our Celia is an alarmingly competent middle manager. At any other company, she'd be wasted in data entry. The plan she refers to is a two-pronged approach, and the first part involves seeing Stellar Bay properly defended.
And a Mantisaur problem, and a Marauder problem.
Many, many problems, but they can all be solved with a Bolt 52 cartridge. If you can get us what we need to rejoin the board, starting the Bolt 52, we'll be able to become one of the most productive and secure cities in Halcyon.
And you'll have a powerful ally on the board.
Why, one of the strongest defenses in Halcyon. An extremely powerful ordnance. I'll need to gather some supplemental materials, but I mustn't get ahead of myself.
You do tend to do that.
The Bolt 52 will be in the old arms building southwest of town, which used to be part of Stellar Bay before we had to move our walls in. And these days, it's overrun with marauders and raptidons. Do be careful. I've lost more than a few people to marauders and raptidons out there. Oh, and while you're at it, there should be a terminal in the arms building with some dangerous information. Perhaps you could delete it so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. What can I do for you? You think we're the problem? Have you even heard the nonsense Graham is spewing? It isn't easy keeping a town like Stellar Bay afloat, especially without the board's backing. We need that frequency to reach our trading partners. Indeed. That's why it's imperative that MSI be reinstated onto the board. And the first step is getting the Bolt 52. Then it's good that I keep such meticulous notes. I've asked myself the same thing many times, especially seeing as the legal mechanisms we employed were part of the board's own bylaws. Not intentionally, though that's technically true. For many years, this planet was home to as many corporations as Terra 2. But back then, it was known as Terra 1. Really? I always thought they were refreshingly straightforward names. After all, the whole point of terraforming was to make them Earth-like.
Here, though, the results were mixed. That ain't fair. They didn't leave on account of the hazards. They left on account of their cowardice. The hazards just gave them a reason to put to paper.
Sharp as ever, 𝘼𝙗𝙘𝙧. And as the other corporations began to tally their losses, they decided to pull out. Our leadership at the time certainly wanted to, but there were others of us who saw an opportunity. The chance to improve working hours and conditions, to reform MSI from the ground up. Ah, so you've heard about our prior acquaintance. I suppose you're right. Graham's always had a way with words. Strange as it may seem, I suspect he'd have quite the corporate career if he weren't so radical. Graham seemed like a reasonable man years ago, and we both agreed that MSI's treatment of its workers was untenable. I thought reforms would be enough. I didn't realize he wanted to abolish the corporate system entirely. Reforms are humane, but they're also good business sense. Exhausted, sick, and malnourished workers are not productive workers. Even a cursory review of the data bears that out.
I hope you'd treat them nice, whether it was good business or not, Mr. Sanjar. That's what being a community means. Treating people right, because it's the right thing to do.
Here, here. That may not be the way the colony works, but it damn well oughta.
A noble thought, Miss Holcomb. Unfortunately, noble thoughts rarely sway board policy. Anyway, we learned of a loophole in the corporate bylaws that would allow MSI to claim ownership of the entire planet once the other corporations pulled out, creating the perfect environment for us to enact these new reforms. No, they laughed in our faces and insisted we'd be relocating to Terra 2, along with everyone else. Many of us chose to stay behind, and as the most senior executive remaining, I ended up in charge of what was left of MSI. I moved forward with our planned reforms, as well as our strategy to assume ownership of the planet. Yet not long after I renamed it Monarch, the other corporations dislodged us from the board and began an official campaign to paint us as lawless savages. I don't think I realized how far they'd stoop. Everything we did was legal and above board. We followed their rules, and yet they still found reasons to declare us outlaws. I do think there's something useful in a governing body like the board. Something that keeps us from anarchy, but I dearly wish it functioned differently. Well, technically he may have suggested it, but he certainly wasn't doing the paperwork himself. Technically he does. What exactly are you accusing me of? Now, there's no need to use that sultry tone with me. 𝘼𝙗𝙘𝙧 understands the way things are. After all, he has his own contacts on the board. Until we're back on the board, I need to run those advertisements. If there's no business on Monarch, then we all starve. 𝘼𝙗𝙘𝙧 included. Besides, Graham's the one you should really be concerned about. His propaganda does nothing but crowd the frequency. Why wouldn't anyone? They own nearly all the resources and infrastructure in 𝘼𝙗𝙘𝙧.
Yeah, That'd go a long way toward rebuilding our homes.
To be on the board is to be part of the colonial community, and being cut off means slow strangulation. I'm not a man to put pride before progress. If membership on the board can ease our hardships and provide us with opportunities, then that's the path I mean to pursue. Besides, I'm hopeful that additional leverage on our part will allow us a more equitable relationship.
Don't get ahead of yourself, sir.
Yes, it'll be easier to explain once we have the Bolt 52. My hope is to maintain the reforms we've managed here, and who knows? Perhaps once we're restored, we could spread them to other corporations.
It's straight bullshit is what it is. A fabrication rich folks use to preserve their investments, by leaving a lot of people here to die slow.
Nyoka has the right of it. It's a legal provision that gives the board the authority to cordon off any planet or location that it deems dangerous.
But wait, what happens to the folks stuck on the wrong side of dangerous?
I'm afraid the welfare of a few hundred people is too minor a figure into the board's risk assessments. Yes, making all of MSI criminals in the board's eyes. Rather hard to run a business that way. What can I do for you? I see. And was his delivery of the MSI authorized greeting up to snuff? Well, that's excellent. I'll see that your feedback makes it into his review. What else can I do for you?